Hey everybody, Motorpoet59 here. I recently did a piece on inclusiveness in advertising and how I thought it was bad for business, or at least not good for it, because I believe that advertising, 90% of it has become about inclusiveness rather than the product and how you saw it. If you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't see it, go back and look at it. But anyway, someone commented on that and asked me, a question about my views on inclusiveness, and I never really thought about it until then. But one of my replies to this person was that all this inclusiveness isn't really all that inclusive, because it only includes a couple of groups. And what about all the other groups? What about the disabled? What about, when I said in there, what about the deaf? What about the blind? What about the autistic? They're not represented in any of this advertising. It's only a few groups, and you all know who those groups are. And hey, gonna represent those groups, represent those groups. I don't care. I made that clear in that piece about advertising. That doesn't matter. But at least tell us what the product is. Shouldn't you be pushing your product? It seems like that's just really not that important anymore, and that people are going to buy a product just because their advertisements are inclusive. I'm not one of the people who will do that. I'm not going to not buy something because their advertisements are inclusive, because to be honest with you, I just really don't watch much TV that has advertising in it. I don't watch mainstream media. I don't watch network TV at all, period. I just don't. Stream almost everything, and I'm willing to pay a couple of extra bucks a month for these things to not have to watch commercials. So I'm out of that loop. But I do see these things. I do see them, and it's nothing new. It's been going on for a long time. I said that in that video too. This is nothing new, really. It's just more prevalent now. But yeah, that got me thinking about how it's not including everybody. There's an old building here in Bakersfield. It used to be a Chinese restaurant, and it's one of the older buildings in Bakersfield. It was originally built way back in the early 20th century. It was damaged in the 1952 earthquake, but rebuilt and still has the same architectural features, blah, blah, blah. But I drove by it, it was a couple of years ago now, and it says it's Inclusive Studios or something like that. And I thought, here we go. But as I found out, I have a great nephew who is autistic, and his dad, my nephew, we were talking about that, and he said, yeah, we were talking about autism and things that the community does for autistics, and he brought that up. Yeah, they have this, and it's the place where they make films and ads or whatever. I can't remember exactly what he said, and I never looked into it, but it is for people in the spectrum of autism, for things that relate to them, that's cool. That's absolutely cool. But you don't see that in commercials. You don't see those people represented in commercials because it doesn't forward an agenda of any sort. The simple fact is that nobody cares politically about the disabled. They don't care about autism. They don't care about mental health. They don't care about the blind. They don't care about the deaf. They passed the Americans with Disabilities Act like but all it really did was, make walk and don't walk signs beep, and made businesses build ramps so people in wheelchairs could get in, and really hasn't done a lot else in general. And that's what annoys me about all this hoopla and horse crap about inclusiveness. You know what I'm talking about. It annoys me, and I'm sick of listening to people talk about how great it is, because it's not great at all. It's not helping anyone. It's not helping the groups that are being included, and it is excluding groups that really should be included. That's how I feel about it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Shoot me an email at motorpoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content, and we'll see you all later.